Hello, collective. My name is Tan, and this is Artemis Oracle / Beauty Song Tarot. Today, I wanted to do the full moon in Virgo reading, and this is for the collective. I already pulled the Moonology cards. You are good enough. Full moon in Virgo. With full moon in Virgo, take inspired action. And since the full moon in March is the warm moon, from the moon Queen of the Moon Oracle deck, we have faith. So I wanted to go into the tarot to clarify each card. I wanted to try something different, but I also wanted to share some notes about the full moon in Virgo and how it affects us. So, and also some channel messages I received. So I think I'll start with my channel messages. Um, I was seeing the Ring of Fire. Ring of Fire. I know that's a Johnny Cash song, and I have not listened to it. But it was actually in the dream. I was in a beach. It was like I was at a beach house, and the sun. There was a total solar eclipse, and then there was a ring of fire. So we're supposed to have a total lunar eclipse around March 13th, March 14th, which is also when we have the full moon in Virgo, which is also will also be a blood moon, and it's also the worm moon. The worm moon is basically the first full moon in spring. That's where we see like there's the transition from winter into spring. That's when we start to see trees growing buds, transitioning into spring, then it's like new life begins. The earth becomes fertile and ready to create new life with the trees, with grass, with flowers, fruit, all that stuff. Um, so with the full moon in Virgo, since it's taking place during Pisces season, and Pisces is a water sign and Virgo is an earth sign, it's going to require us to be more grounded because Piscean energy tends to be more dreamy, thinks, has fantasies, is a bit more idealistic than Virgo, which is an earth sign, which is realistic, it's grounded, it's in a way it's more like it's more logical in comparison to Pisces, so this is where we have to balance our being realistic and being idealistic, and this is also a time for us to reflect on what we have been nitpicking on from others or within ourselves or with ourselves. Additionally, the energy is a bit picky and uneasy because the moon is in the earth sign, but we're in a water sign. So this is where the balance comes into play, where we're grounding ourselves. We're finding a balance between, our dreamy, wanting to dream, fantasize, fall under some illusions, some that we create or others may create. But then this is where we also have to be grounded and be realistic and look at the facts and not allow our emotions to take us away. All right. They say, and according to the Moonology book, it says that the full moon in Virgo is beneficial to us water and earth signs. However, it's not going to be an easy time for the air and fire signs. So earth and water will benefit because it allows us, the earth and the water is balanced, but it doesn't have a beneficial effect for air signs and fire signs. I guess when we transition into an air or fire full moon or full moon in a air or fire sign, then it will be easier for them than for them, the air signs and fire signs, than it would be for us water signs or earth signs. I hope this makes sense. This is also what I've mentioned in previous readings, that the full moon is about not forgiveness, it's about releasing. And forgiveness is part of releasing, because when we are holding grudges against other people, that creates this connection, this cord or energetic bind between us and that person, or us and the situation. And if we either forgive ourselves or forgive the other person, that allows us to cut the cord. It allows us to free up more space within our heart and our mind for things that serve us, rather than being stuck in the past, stuck in past energies, stuck in past emotions, stuck in past memories, stuck in the past, not moving forward, you know? And it's also a time for us to be grateful for what we have, you know? Because, say, if you were trying to manifest something and then the full moon doesn't really show that anything has come of the manifestation. So this is the time to look at what you have, be grateful, for any results, if any have come to fruition, right? But if not, allows us time to rethink and, release parts of a goal, parts of a manifestation that may not be aligned to the desired outcome, and to, take time to look at what will. But you also have to be realistic, and you also have to be, it's a balance, like I said, being realistic, idealistic, having this idea of what you want, but being realistic in your approach. And so that's what I wanted to say about the full moon in Virgo. I wanted to be a little more in depth about talking about how the moon affects us and what we can do. So if I sound a bit unsure, it's because I'm trying to find the right way to say things where it makes sense, but and I'm getting a message across, basically. All right, so I'm gonna go into the tarot to clarify each card. So with the first card I want to clarify is you are good enough. And that's full moon in Virgo. And this is for the collective. So I want to see in what area do you need to release any self-limiting thoughts, beliefs about your worth. Okay, Spirit, tell us about you are good enough. We got one card. Strength, passion. Sometimes when we feel like, whenever we question our self-worth, that's tied to our ego. And I've mentioned before, our ego is what protects us. Its goal is to protect us. However, if there's a fear of failure, a fear of not feeling worthy or good enough for success or for love, that's something that you're going to have to find the strength to tame that beast. You're going to have to be more loving and kind to yourself. You're going to have to nurture that part of yourself that doesn't feel like you are good enough. You have to change your perception about the area that you feel you are not good enough in, and see where you are. If there's anything that you can change about yourself in that area, and I'm not saying trying to create this illusion of yourself so that it's not real. It's something where you're going within and you're understanding where that idea that you're not good enough is coming from, and how you can change the way you see yourself. Because when you think you're not good enough, it's either because there's something within yourself that you're not happy about and that you want to change, and you haven't made movements in making changes, or it's because someone has said or done something to you that make you feel like you aren't good enough. So when it comes to that person, they could go kick rocks, because anybody who feels they have the right to tell you you're not good enough is just projecting the fact that they're not good enough. I'm gonna put it like that, because and from my own experience, when I was not really feeling confident about myself, where I wasn't really loving myself. I was projecting myself, my low self-esteem onto other people, onto, and it could be with my actions, the way I treated the person, the way I talked to the person, but it was also the way I would think of them. But when I started to understand that whenever I was being negative towards somebody, it was because of the inadequacy that I had about and felt about myself, and that I was only projecting, you know? So it's the same when someone is doing that to you, they're just projecting their insecurities onto you. So if they do or say something that makes you feel like you're not good enough, that's basically them projecting the fact that they don't feel like they're good enough. So don't take that personally. But if it comes to where you are feeling like you're not good enough, you have to understand where that comes from. Is it something that was told to you when you were a child, or by friends, or is it because you were, I guess, conditioned to feel like everything you did wasn't good enough, or you weren't pretty enough, or thin enough, or creative enough, or whatever enough? you know you're gonna have to take the reins now as an adult, and start to reflect on where you see your value, and what areas do you feel you need to strengthen them, you know because you are good enough. We all are good enough. Oh my gosh, that was a tongue twister right there. We are all good enough, you know and the people who think that we aren't good enough, they're not for us, because the ones who are, they will see our worth, they will see our value, you know Okay, I always what this card is. The Chariot, determination. I like this because I was gonna go into the full moon in Virgo, take inspired action. Like what we were talking about, confidence, self-confidence, the way you see yourself, the way you perceive yourself, and you seeing that you are worthy, you are good enough for whatever it is. Even for not even about how you feel about yourself, but you are good enough to be successful. You are good enough to try something new and be successful at it, or just to have fun with it, or whatever. You know, life isn't supposed to be so fucking serious. You know, it's like they take the joy out of life by imposing these responsibilities that none of us really asked for. Like, we didn't ask for rent, we didn't ask for Con Ed bills, or that's New York Con Ed. We have Con Ed in New York. We didn't ask for to pay taxes. you know. Anyway, so if this is tied to you not feeling like you're good enough, then you're gonna have to take determined actions. Take determined steps to help yourself. If you need to go see a therapist, a counselor, you know, even look up stuff online to just get a better understanding and see what ways you can improve your self confidence, then that's one way. That's one of many ways that you can take inspired action. You know, now if this is towards a creative endeavor, or you pursuing something new to you, it's going to require the same. You're going to have to go out of your way to find information, do some research, take trainings, practice makes perfect, that type of thing. So whatever you're trying to work towards, and you have an idea of what your desired outcome is, then you're going to have to figure out what ways within your power, within your control, that you can take action that can lead you to your desired outcome. you know Now let's go into faith. See, and then the bottom of the deck was determination, and then Nine of Pentacles, abundance. Because whatever it is that you're considering taking action on, is something where you're gonna feel like a sense of accomplishment, a sense of stability, security, abundance. With the Nine of Pentacles showing up. All right. So it might be something where it could be like a solo project. Maybe you want to start your own business. You probably want to get out of working for other people, and you want to be your own boss. Like, that's so funny. Look at this card that flipped, the Ten of Cups. You want to find harmony, peace within yourself. I'm gonna hold that to the side, because I think ultimately that's when we release things. This should be the ultimate goal. Our ultimate goal is to find harmony, peace, balance, happiness, joy within our lives, and whatever way it means to us. Okay, I'm going to pull the card back, because if it comes out for faith, then let's see. Tell us about faith. You know, with all of these things, you have to have faith, not only in whatever it is you're trying to accomplish, but to have faith in yourself. Faith that you have the tools, that you have the skills, the determination, the strength, the passion to be successful in something. So the Three of Cups with Justice came out. So have faith that whatever you're working on or working towards, and even whether it's external or internal, that it's going to lead to some success where you're going to feel, in a way, you're going to find balance. You're going to find integrity within yourself, you know, because of whatever it is you want to do. It may require you to be someone with integrity. But this is also about being at a place where you feel like you're justified, like you are justified with feeling good about yourself, justified with feeling like whatever you've accomplished is worth celebrating. You know, you have faith. It's you having faith that you'll be able to find that equilibrium within yourself, that balance within yourself to achieve whatever it is you're wanting, but also feeling worthy and proud of the action you've taken to get to whatever it is you're looking to achieve, you know. And it all starts with releasing what doesn't serve you, you know, because all that does is hold you back. It just keeps you stagnant, keeps you stuck, and it doesn't allow you to see past what, you know, the forest for the trees, something like that. Like you're gonna be stuck looking at one thing, but you're not gonna be looking at the bigger picture. You're gonna be stuck looking back. Like, I like what Alex Heals Tarot, like she says, you can't drive forwards while looking backwards. You know, you can't really, how are you expecting to get anywhere if you're always looking at the past? You know, yes, you can learn from the experiences. Yes, you can learn about the lessons. Take the information, the you know, like the experience with you, but don't let it be, you don't always have to look back. You don't have to look back. You don't have to constantly looking back, because all you're going to do is trip yourself up. And it's just making me think of the Seven of Swords. You know, you're trying to like move forward, but you're like, you keep looking back, and then you're going to fall into a trap. And then, you know, you're going to have to release whatever it is that you keep holding on to, that's not allowing you to feel like you aren't good enough, and it's stopping you from taking inspired action. You know, you're going to have to push past those insecurities, those blockages that are not allowing you to be or reach your full potential. Okay, so I think I'm gonna leave that with the tarot there. I want to get one Moonology card from the Moonology Messages. Okay, one Moonology message for the collective. I'm going to time step the reading just in case you want to skip certain parts. Okay, the past. Oh my gosh, well, didn't I just say something about the past? The memories, moon memories, the past. The past, we got transformation at the bottom of the deck. Okay, I'm going to get the book out for this. I'm not going to read the whole thing because time is very, very okay. Clear. Okay. Drawing this card suggests you need to be fully honest about which situation from your past is negatively influencing your present, and that you need to clear it. Acknowledge that something challenging from your past is keeping you back from moving forward. Now is the first step. See the past for what it is, something that happened that has shaped you, and that can be a springboard from which you can move forward. You know, what in your past is negatively impacting you now? Clear that and everything else will fall into place. When dark memories come, replace them with happier ones to shift your focus and raise your vibration frequency very quickly. And it says move through fear. Yeah, so the chariot, move through the fear. Therapy could be useful now. Picture your happy place when stressed. Ditch negative beliefs about yourself and don't go back. Ditch negative beliefs about yourself and don't go back. You can't go back, you know? I love that. It just aligns with what I'm saying. I just love that. Okay, what else? Now we're going to go into the power of surrender deck. What does the collective who resonate with this reading? Okay, that was a bad shuffle. What does the collective need to release at this time? The collective that resonates with this reading. What do they need to release at this time? Surrender to effortlessness. Stop pushing so hard. The art of living means going with the flow instead of trying to force the river. Instead of trying to force the river. You know, sometimes when we're so stuck in the past, that how were we supposed to go with the flow? You know, and it's so funny that I have the inner child, my inner child card here, and it says flow with the rhythm. Get lost in the rhythm of movement today. So I mentioned before, you know, that I like to dance. I love to dance. You know, I actually I'm gonna share this about myself. Is I actually took Zumba training and I never did anything with it. I was just dancing by my damn self. You know, I was just dancing by my damn self. I never taught a class or anything. And I paid for the certification and then I paid for the membership and I never used it. It was such a waste of my money. I never, you know, moved forward with it. And it was because I felt like, I don't know, like I'm like so shy about putting myself out there in that way. But, you know, it's something that I consider because I like dancing so much, but it's like, just putting myself out there like that. Oh my gosh. Surrender to stress. Take a few deep breaths and exhale the tension you've built up in your body. Let the stress go as you come back to your center. You know, like holding on to the past, to past memories, and constantly looking backwards instead of forward can be a source of stress because you know sometimes you think like, why is my life not changing? But you're not realizing the reason why it's not changing is because you're not allowing it to change. You're not allowing yourself to release, to forgive, to create space, to look forward rather than backwards. You know, think about the future. Think about, you know, what you would like, not future, because sometimes thinking about the future can be stressful itself. But you know, just being present in the current moment and taking each day, you know, living each day at a time rather than being so future forward. Yes, you can have goals and outcomes, but you have to take one thing at a time. It's one step at a time, you know. So yeah, surrender to effortlessness and surrender stress, you know. Anything else? Anything else? Surrender frustration. Frustration doesn't open any doors. The key to resolving a dilemma or dissolving a block is to take a deep breath. Center yourself and regroup so you may approach the situation more calmly. You know, so if you feel like you're feeling some sense of frustration, you know, it's important to look at what is frustrating you. But first, taking a deep breath and centering yourself, grounding yourself, and regrouping, meaning like not allowing your thoughts to be so scattered that you feel a sense of like discord, confusion, but allowing your thoughts to regroup so that you can focus on that one thing or focus on the main thing that is causing you frustration, and then allowing yourself to reflect on it and then figure out what solution you may come to that will help solve whatever is the source of frustration for you. But then we also have surrender to complete healing. Open fully to the loving, compassionate forces of the universe that support your physical, emotional, and spiritual healing. You know, yeah, like I think in order for you to fully surrender to completely healing, you're gonna have to surrender to stress, surrender to frustration, and surrender to being like going with the flow. And it's easier said than done. Trust me, I know. Especially when I've talked about like the Zumba thing, you know, that's an example of one way, you know, we could limit ourselves, you know. Um, I know that I'm good enough. The thing is, I guess I just got lazy. You know, I guess I didn't want the stress of, stress of, coming up with choreography, learning choreography, finding a space because it's a lot to be a Zumba instructor. There's a lot of stuff that goes into to play. So, um, I'm looking at different things I can do that go into health and spirituality and stuff like that. Just putting it out there, So yeah, let's see. I think I'm gonna leave the reading there. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, if it was helpful in any way, please leave me a comment. Let me know if how this has helped you. Is there anything you want to add to whatever I said or whatever I mentioned? Um, yeah, just let me know if you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please give it a thumbs up as well and subscribe to Artemis Oracle and share this video with anyone you feel may resonate with it, who may need to hear some words of encouragement. And yeah, thank you so much, and I'm wishing you a lovely week ahead because today is March 9th, 10:20 p.m. when I'm doing this reading. And yeah, and like I mentioned, the full moon is on the 13th and 14th, depending on where you are on this planet in the world. Anyway, have a great night, day, afternoon, wherever you are. Wishing you lots of love and healing.